Sorry for not putting up another video again for a while, but it's been a little hectic for me. Trying to figure out how to word this. Got a new fish. That is a blonde nasotang. This tank will be just barely big enough for him, which I'm hoping in the near future either be able to upgrade, or I'm going to try and sell him back to the store I got him from. Now, there is actually a reason why I got him. Still haven't gotten over this. It's mostly sinuses. And that's because the store that was keeping them, their display tank they had him in, the seals went bad in it. So he had to move him from the 150-gallon tank that he had for him and a couple of the other fish, and had to move him over to, I think he told me it was a 75-gallon tank. I'm waiting for him to actually try the nori at some point. He's curious about it, but he just hasn't gone through with actually eating it. I'm actually liking this guy. I like his really laid-back personality. In fact, the yellow tang tried to pick on him, but quickly gave up because it just wasn't affecting the naso at all. It was actually rather funny to watch. To see him swimming around, that yellow tang slapping him in the face with his tail, and then said the naso just didn't care. You can't be bothered to care at all. So he had to move him to a smaller tank. He didn't know when he'd be able to have the new tank up and running. So he decided he was going to sell them to me for dirt cheap. I think he only made like $2 or $3 off this fish, and he's had him for over 3 months. Not only that, the owner of the store was having it shut down for a while, not because he also lost a family member. So he shut down the store for a while so he can grieve for his lost family member. And I just love watching this guy swim around. It just makes me sit back, relax, and just relax and not care. Which is great after a stressful day at work. Just watch this guy just coast around. All chilled and everything. That's it. It's just fun to watch. But as I said, he sold them to me for dirt cheap, and I think it was to the point of he's having a new tank installed in his store. It's going to be a display tank. He's eating some of the algae back there. And it's meant for him to showcase some of his best fish. In fact, he never wanted to get rid of the blonde naso. What he was going to do was set that 400-gallon up, which he's setting up a new store for the 400, because the store he has, there's no way he can have the 400 and then all this other stuff and all those other tanks, because some of these animals have to be completely separated from each other. They just can't coexist even within the same system at times, or like filtration system. Like they couldn't even share a sump, according to him, on some of the stuff he was keeping. Anyways, originally he was going to keep them in a 150, and he was originally not going to sell them. He entertained the idea, but he admitted to me that he really wasn't going to sell them, and that he was going to set up that 400, and this was going to be one of his main show fish. This was going to be the guy that would greet people when they entered into the store. The idea was they would walk in and there would be this giant 400-gallon aquarium, right when you walked in. And you'd see giant fish like this swimming around. He was going to get all the big tangs, all the big angels. Actually, I think at the time he wasn't going to get angels. He was going to make a 400-gallon reef, this giant, beautiful reef, and it was going to be a showcase to show off stuff. And he would occasionally use those to grow his own corals to frag and stuff. In fact, I've got a frag off of one of his priced corals in the tank right now. And because of this, he gave me a huge discount on pretty much anything I wanted in the store, which I only picked a few things. And even then, he started giving me stuff for free. Like you'll see these candy cane corals right here. I just placed them for now because I'm still battling a lot of this hair algae and stuff. If that is hair algae, if anyone could tell me if it's something else, please do so. Also, no, if I can't see this, he had to get rid of these guys real fast. Now, since I'm watching, he won't pop out. 2 Watchman gobies. I was hoping he'd pop out. They're digging a burrow or tunnel underneath that rock, and I'm kind of not liking that idea. Because that rock isn't low enough, and if they move too much of the sand, it could fall on them. So I'm probably going to have to move that rock out of there. Oh, there he was. Yeah, you can just barely see him. There's 2 of them in there. I don't know where the other one's at. Both of them could be in there. I need to test the water for the nitrates and the phosphates and other things. But let's check out the quarantine tanks. Alright, here's one of the quarantine tanks, and can you see them? Those are Wyoming whites. I got them for about almost half off. As he's trying to get his store back up and running before he's been closed for so long, as well as a few of I've helped him a little bit trying to get back up on his feet a little. Nothing too much to help him frag some corals and stuff. And that is a mated pair. He originally wasn't going to sell them. He was actually going to keep them and breed his own Wyoming whites that he was just going to sell locally. Or at least within the state. However, once again, things just happen. They're currently in there with the 6-line wrasse. 6-line wrasse is real camera shy. And I don't do a good job cleaning my glass. I just kind of leave that in there because I've always theorized that the fish thinks he's not being seen, then the less stress he has in quarantine. So when this stuff was growing on the glass, I used to try and keep up with it and keep it clean. But when I've noticed the fish were less skittish and all that, with the stuff growing on the glass because it obscures your view and all that. And I was like, yeah, might as well. Love these guys. Been wanting a pair of these for a long time. Oh, there's a 6-line wrasse. And here's the tank that the Tamini Tang was in. Or you also know him as a bristletooth tang. Sadly, however, the guy vanished for 3 days. And then he popped back up, laying on his side. I tried doing what I could at the time to try and save him. And he just died. Nothing I could do to save him. Or at least that I'm aware of. So, what ended up happening was one of my family members was asking, what happened to that new tang? I told him he kicked the bucket. Not too long afterwards, my family member came back to my house, said, hey, I never got you a Christmas present. And this guy was in the bag, as well as a cleaner shrimp. I now have 2 cleaner shrimps in my tank, which my family find a lot more entertaining to watch than the fish for some reason. But hey, that just means more people can enjoy my tank. And from time to time I will just watch the shrimp. Especially around feeding time. Those guys can be very entertaining. Don't know why any other time he'll come right up to the glass and stare at me. So don't know why he's being so camera shy. All right, I think I need to get more confident. I believe I believe if I get a little bit more confident, I won't stutter as much, and I'll be a little bit more coherent with my thoughts. And thus, I think I'll ramble a lot less. I don't know, maybe I'll try and write some kind of script or notes. Anyways, once again, sorry for the late update, but hopefully I'll be able to start doing videos on a more regular basis. Just need to find a way to balance work and my tanks better. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.